Do you know this quarantine time is a perfect time for you to observe and see if your date or partner is a good potential? A crisis or an unexpected incident is often a perfect test to see if he or she is a reliable life partner. In today's video, I'm going to share 5 crucial identifiers that you should start observing early on when dating someone to decrease your chance of having regrets later on down the road. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode. It's been 2 months since we started the new norm of the quarantine lifestyle here in Los Angeles. And throughout the 2 months, I have watched the most news that I have ever watched in my entire life. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. In the news, they were predicting that there will be a surge of divorce after the lockdown because people cannot stand each other and all the stress just brings up the issues to the surface that they have been ignoring for a long time, and people realize that they cannot spend the rest of their life together. I know this may sound negative, but if you look at the positive side, sometimes a crisis or an unexpected incident is also a perfect time to learn more about someone by observing how they handle the situation. Because when we are dating, it's so easy to ignore some alarming flaws just because we are so in love or so attracted to someone. You might hear some married people regret saying that, oh, I didn't know this about my partner because I wasn't paying attention to so and so. That's why paying attention to details is very crucial when you're dating. You want to step outside of the love bubble from time to time and then put on your rational goggles before you decide if this person is someone that you want. I know this is not easy, but just keep in mind that you want to be aware of the details so you don't regret about your choice later, right? So in today's video, I want to share 5 things that you can observe about your date to prevent yourself from falling into this "I didn't know" trap. If this topic interests you, all you need to do is just put on your goggles and keep on watching. So, identifier number 1. Pay attention to the words and actions of your date. We can't deny that our words and our actions reveal a lot about who we are on the inside. So, if you are a smart observer, you can crack the code sometimes. Maybe your date is always so nice and loving to you, but from his words and actions, you can better tell what kind of person he is. Does his words match with his action? Is he a whiner about things in life? Does he talk back behind people's back or about his ex? Is he judgy? Is he insecure? Is he hot-tempered, and does he get into fights often? Or does he constantly pass negative energy to you? These are some identifiers. For example, I used to date someone who had many good things that I liked about. But a lot of times after we hung out with our friends, on our way back, he would judge or say something negative about one of our friends whom we just hung out with. And that made me feel uncomfortable because he seemed so nice to the person earlier. So this two-sided personality is something that I didn't really like. That's why later I kept a distance from him, and then I stopped dating him. He might not even know why I faded out. We all have things that we care about the most. So if you can pay more attention to your date's words and his actions, that might help you understand whom you are dating. So take a closer look about his words and his actions, not by being super sensitive, but as a smart and rational observer. Identifier number 2. How does he handle a crisis or an unexpected incident? For example, during the pandemic, I understand that people are worried and they are stressed, but this is also a good time to observe how your partner handled this situation because life is filled with unexpected challenges. So it's really a big plus if your partner is a positive thinker and a problem solver instead of a Debbie Downer or a big whiner, which will only make the situation tougher. I also realized how important it is to have a reliable and problem-solving partner during this quarantine. Last week, one of my friends chatted with me and she was asking if I'm having more fights with my boyfriend during this time. And then I realized, oh yeah, we rarely fight even during this time, and I actually feel very safe and comforted with him around. If you are in a stable relationship, having a reliable and supportive partner will give you peace of mind and help you face challenges in life and move forward every day, even though sometimes things are out of your control. If you're still dating and are not really seeing your date due to this quarantine, then you can see what he or she is up to during this time. Is he a disciplined person and still keeps a rhythm living his life? Or is he a whiner that complains about the government or the situation? Is he a caring person that checks on you from time to time? Or does he break the stay-at-home order and still tries to sneak out and hang out with his friends? Is he a positive thinker and utilizes the extra time to do something meaningful? All these little things say a lot about a person. And remember, we talked about the internal scores before, the pluses and the minuses that we are just unconsciously giving when we are dating. A crisis in life might seem scary, but this is also a perfect time to observe your partner's stability and problem-solving skills. So take advantage of this time and maybe he will surprise you. Identifier number 3. His family value is reflected through how he treats his family. One of my mentors in life told me that it's so important to see how a guy treats his mom because he will treat you the same way years later. If your date or your partner is cold or disrespectful to his mom, it might be a red flag for you to consider, unless there's a special story behind it leading to his change of attitude toward his family. Otherwise, the way he treats his mom, his dad, or even his siblings will be a great mirror for you to understand your partner's family values and foresee how your family will be like later. If your date spends enough quality time with his family and he shows love and care for his siblings and he's patient when they need his help, for example, these are good signs that he might be a good partner to start a family together. Same thing applies to his friend circle. Does he treat his friend kindly, genuinely, and fairly? A fruitful and healthy social circle plays a big role in today's world, so his relationship with his friends is something that you don't want to miss out either. Identifier number 4, his relationship with his money. We know that money is a sensitive issue that it can make or break a relationship. That's why people are trying to avoid it because they don't know how to handle it. But since it's so important, you don't want to ignore it and then later face a bigger problem when it's too late. If you just met someone or at an early stage of a relationship, so you don't feel comfortable talking about finance with this person yet, you can first learn about his finance, EQ, and IQ through his relationship with money by how he treats his money and how he spends his money. We can all have casual conversations about everything when we start talking to someone, so just keep in mind of these following questions. So anytime when you guys happen to touch some money related questions, these bullet points are important to observe. How does he spend his money? Is he an impulse buyer? Does he spend a lot of money on material stuff? Or is he crazy about some expensive collections? Is he a financially responsible person? How does he manage his money? Does he have a financial plan for life? Or does he invest in projects that he's not familiar with? Is he a risk taker when it comes to investing? We all have different comfort levels when talking about money with other people. But some of these questions can be answered casually. For example, when your date is excited to show you a new purchase that he made or a collection that he is so proud of. Or when he shares a story about his friend, then you can use the chance to ask him what he would do in the same situation. I have a friend who told me that she and her boyfriend were so serious about each other after a few months of dating. So about 3 months in, they decided to be honest with each other's financial status by showing their bank account or the debts and loans that they had on their own. So they didn't need to second guess about each other before they move on to the next stage. I was very shocked that there's a couple in the world like that they can be so open and so honest and comfortable doing that just because they feel so right about each other. So nothing is impossible, right? So don't skip the money question just because it's sensitive. You don't need to be aggressive. Just need to be smart about how you ask and what to observe. So you don't waste too much time on the wrong person who doesn't share similar financial values. Identifier number 5. Is he a partner who can get through difficult times together? Remember, identifier number 2 is to see how your date or your partner handles a crisis or an unexpected situation as an individual. That is about his ability as a mature individual to handle a crisis. But identifier number 5 is to see how he handles and maintains a relationship during a crisis. Some people are very good at handling their own life but they are not so good at handling when someone else is involved. It might be easy to fall in love and have all the fun time and share all the happiness together when everything is going well. But don't forget that life is full of highs and lows. So your partner's stability and ability to maintain a relationship under stress or uncertainty is very important. You might ask, where can I start? There are 3 ways that you can observe. Number 1, what does he do when you need physical or mental support? For example, when you are sick, sad, or face a difficulty in life. Is he a listener? Is he a caregiver? Or does he expect that you can take good care of yourself and doesn't provide enough attention that you need? Is he able to provide constructive suggestions or advice to help you analyze, figure it out, and solve the problem or feel better? Or does he blame you for what you have done wrong? And number 2, how does he handle a disagreement with you? Does he listen, communicate, and try to understand? Is he expressive? Or does he think that he's always right or knows better and you need to say sorry first? And number 3, what kind of partner is he during the pandemic? Does he share worries and burdens with you by sharing responsibilities and trying to figure out the best way for you both to get through this? Or do you feel lonely dealing with this crisis on your own? Do you feel 1 + 1 is bigger than 2 when you are with him in a challenge together? If your partner fulfills most of these questions above, congratulations, you have a real quarantine with you. And this brings our video today to an end. Whether you just met someone or are in a relationship now, these 5 identifiers will help guide you to look closer and see if you're dating a good potential. I hope everyone is enjoying your dating life so far. In my private Facebook dating group, we are doing a dating Q&A session every Friday to answer everyone's dating questions. So if you want to join the group and want to see what questions other people are asking, you can click the link under this video to join. Again, thank you guys for watching and feel free to leave me a comment about other topics that you're interested in watching. And I will see you soon in my next one. Bye!